taking too many questions tonight.
We decided we'd do it as a tandem.
You know, we're a team here.
Well, Paul, start from the fighter perspective. I mean, obviously you see it from both sides, but walking into this facility, right? You know what's on the line for these guys already.
Yeah.
But then you walk in here. What does that do?
I think it's just going to up the stakes even more. I mean, at the Ultimate Fighter gym, that had its own feel, a little bit nostalgic. A lot of these guys that are coming to the Contender, they're young. They've kind of grown up watching the Ultimate Fighter. But now you guys have a space that's dedicated to you and this show to come on here, put on a show, get that contract. I think when these guys, if they haven't really seen it, I think they got a little walkthrough of it already. But I mean, once there's, you know, friends and family and a crowd in there and they know they're fighting for that contract, I think it's going to be bananas tonight.
Locker rooms?
The locker rooms are ridiculous. You guys saw that? I mean, I know I'm a fighter, so I think about those things. But my God, I would love to be able to warm up in a room like that before a fight.
Brendan, how about from your perspective? I mean, obviously you broadcast, you know, huge events, but you've also broadcast in the old place.
Yeah.
For you, are there nerves or excitement? Does it bring something else to the table tonight?
Just don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
You know, it's exciting to be in the new building, obviously, and then to have this show grow from what it was to now being on ESPN Plus and part of that deal. I think it just speaks to how exciting the show's been. I've been saying how it's like the perfect thing for an attention span in 2019 is like tune in, 4 or 5 fights, end of the night, these guys are in the UFC or girls, you know, and it's just like it's a perfect show. After the first one I did 2 years ago, I'm like, first of all, I love this, and I've found kind of what I love to do. And second of all, this show is going to be something because it's fun to do and it's fun to watch.
Well, what do you think? Like, it seems like the guys and girls that are coming off the show are doing really, really well. Is it something about the experience or about the show? Is it just the talent that's being found? I mean, why do you think these crews seem to be having success?
I think for this particular situation, you've got the best regional guys that have either been in the UFC or have been close for a long time. They're picking out the best of the best from around the country and at this point from around the world. So with the Ultimate Fighter, you had to have personalities, right? You had to have a mix of, okay, you had some guys that were really talented, girls that were really talented, but there were some people thrown in there for entertainment purposes. Whereas this show's entertainment purpose is how good can you fight and how much are you going to bring in on fight night. So now we're getting that. It's just all that stuff where it was watered down with, you know, a whole hour show of all this stuff. All the nonsense part of that is gone, and it's just about the fighting.
How about tonight for both of you? Is there one fight out of the 4 that either of you are looking forward to most?
I think we agree on that one.
It's probably the same one, right?
The featherweight fight, Lugnane and Algio. They're just really accomplished and kind of the same age. And it's like
one of those guys isn't gonna necessarily. Maybe they will, but one of those guys may not get a contract tonight. And I feel like those two guys, especially just the workload they've put in and the people they've beaten, who they've fought and even lost to, like Algio. Some of his only losses are guys that are now doing well in the UFC. I mean, Burgos and Jared Gordon. So he's been right there. And for Lugnane, he's same thing. He's had his chance, way too young, went on a tear all over the world. These guys deserve to be in the UFC.
When you said maybe they won't get a contract, do you envision a day one day where there's a fight like a Griffin Bonner fight where like you're both getting contracts?
Yeah, it's going to happen. Dan is going to be so impressed one of these days. I don't know if it's this show, if it's going to be this season or whatever, but we're going to have such a barn burner. Right. Yeah, we thought
Brandon Davis, Austin Arnett. Yeah. Arnett ended up making it.
They ended up getting in. So that's what I hope these guys walk away from tonight is no matter what, don't go off camera and start talking nonsense because you didn't get the contract tonight. Because if you're on their minds and there's a short notice situation coming up, even if you lost, you might get that call. So I hope these guys just put it in work and just, you know, keep a positive mindset even if they don't get a contract.
Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you,
Thanks, guys.